Have you ever wondered what the Amish is like? Well, you're in luck because we're going to discuss what the Amish lifestyle is like. Don't forget to watch the video on who the Amish are first to give you a better understanding about the Amish. The Amish are devout Protestant Christians and extremely conservative, whose faith is the center tenet of all that they believe and do. Yet they still lead a full and rewarding life, who work, play, and socialize just like everybody else. The Amish family is the most important institution in the Amish lifestyle, after the church and the community. The Amish families believe that marriage and children are the part of every Amish's adult life. They get married and start their families at a younger age than in most modern societies, and choose their own partners within their Amish group. If an Amish couple can't have kids or children have been left orphaned, adoption is possible. The Amish take marriage very seriously because to them it's a sacred act of devotion, instituted by God, with marriage taking place fairly early in life. So when you are ready to get married, you will wear your best outfit as a bride, which is your Sunday church outfit, with the ceremonies focusing heavily on biblical readings and church services. But remember, you are not allowed to marry a non-Amish as an Amish member, being forbidden by the church. And if you are non-Amish and want to marry an Amish, you can do so if you convert to the Amish faith of the Amish group that your partner belongs to and are willing to live the Amish lifestyle. It has happened, but marrying the non-Amish is very rare. Now that you're married, you will participate in a reception and feast that is a low-key affair that doesn't have a band or dancing, and with no honeymoon. Instead, they will clean up the night before the festivities start after the wedding. The newlyweds will stay at the bride's families for a while until their new home is built, and Amish men are very skilled woodworkers, and the community comes together to build a house for each new couple. Marriage, like anything else, is traditional and involves the union of one man and one woman. The Amish believe heavily in till death do us part and will not tolerate divorce. But separation is sometimes allowed, but every attempt is made by elders in the community to bring about reconciliation. If you should get a divorce as an Amish couple and attempt to remarry, that would then be viewed as an act of adultery. Now, another matter entirely is if the Amish person's spouse dies, then they are then free to remarry and will not be viewed as adultery. Marriage is seen as a very important step in adulthood, and it isn't entered into lightly. Amish family is very important, therefore they have very large families, so much so that every Amish community has to build an Amish schoolhouse and eventually enlarge it to accommodate the abundance of school-age children. Family roles are subject to a patriarchal system. The husband and father are the head of the household, the disciplinarian, and the breadwinner. The wife and mother, on the other hand, are the caregivers and in charge of the household duties, with children expected to help around the house. But remember that this doesn't mean that couples don't help each other out. The husband and wife often run farms together, working together in the fields, with the men doing the heavier work. With this being said, women are allowed to run small businesses and contribute to the family. Amish women are keen seamstresses and crafters. The Amish church is very similar to any other conservative Protestant church, with some of their religious practices even echoing those of the biblical days. But some practices are uniquely Amish. On the Sundays they don't attend church, they are spending time with their families, visiting neighbors, friends, and enjoying their favorite hobby and pastimes. Now, during church services, the sermons are given, Bible texts are read, and hymns are sung, with Old High German being used in the church ceremonies, with prayer books and hymn mules also in Old High German dialect. In church services, the Amish speak a very quaint and formal version of Old High German, which bears little resemblance to the modern lingo used in German-speaking countries today, with English being taught in Amish grade schools. This way they ensure Amish youth grow up able to speak at least conversational English, which makes not only communication with neighboring non-Amish farmers easier, but also makes it possible to run a business in the non-Amish world. And before I go, we will briefly discuss the clothing the Amish wear. The men wear simple, practical clothing suitable for working outdoors or doing other manual labor. They wear shirts with long trousers, trousers and plain shoes because of the Amish opposition to all forms of vanity, decorative buttons, embroidered insignia, and all other adornment are forbidden. Even belt buckles are viewed this way. So instead, they wear suspenders which do the job well and fits the traditional look of their clothing. And we can't forget the fact that they wear hats that protect their heads while working outdoors. But of course, these are plain as well. Now for the women, they are expected to dress plainly like the men, and above all, modest. You will never see an Amish woman wearing trousers, as this is viewed as traditionally men garments. Instead, the women will wear dresses that cover their arms, chest, and legs. Nothing tight-fitting, revealing, or ostentatious is allowed. Women will wear their hair long, in keeping with biblical recommendations, but they wear their hair pinned up and covered by traditional bonnets called caps. The color of the bonnet signifies their marital status, with white being married and black being unmarried. That way the community knows who is married and who isn't, since jewelry isn't allowed in the Amish, including wedding bands. Beards and bonnets are the only way to know for sure. I will be doing a part 2 on the Amish lifestyle, so stay tuned for that. And if you like this video, then hit the share button down below and share it to your mom, dad, brother, sister, cousin, dog, cat, and whoever else will like this video. Every bit helps. I put out videos every Tuesday at 2 p.m. This has been Lindsay, signing off. Peace.